All right, Ash.
Go ahead.
we will we will explain about your energy. It is very childlike. It shows up in such an inquisitive way that this part of you has been maintained so these types of conversations can occur with the universe. Only childlike curiosity carries on these conversations that you have. If you are truly the adult business with the mind and all of this, you would not be able to carry on these conversations of pure curiosity and open-mindedness and open-heartedness. Sometimes you forget about the open-heartedness. That is how you are seen by the universe. That's how you show up here. You show up with an open heart, wishing to be part of something larger, wishing to heal if possible, or share love with other strangers. This is an important part of you to always remember.
Okay. Is that something that I came in with, or is that something that I've
Yes.
established?
You could not. Humans cannot establish such a thing as an open-hearted curiosity as an adult. This comes in with you. Mostly it's lost, but you have maintained some of yours. So here you are as an adult. And continuing on in this way, most adults have to reconnect with this. They have to find it. Mostly they pass through their life never finding it. You are sitting as an unusual human. Your open heart and your curiosity make a perfect pairing for the message that is being passed through here. This is very important for the manifestation of this energetic conversation, we would say. You're an important factor in this. For if your heart were not open, this would not continue. If your curiosity wasn't engaged, we would just speak all of the time and you would just listen, and that wouldn't be it either. So you understand that you are a complete package, perfect for this role, being brought forward to serve humanity. It's always what you wanted. You wanted to serve humanity. You certainly didn't think it would be in this way, but you're open to new ideas because of the curiosity. So here you are in this strange new wonderland where you're able to step into your highest self, which is this open heart, curiosity, willing, and you have a very strong longing to serve humanity. It's as if you have a certain you've made it in your mind that it's your role now to serve humanity for the rest of your time in your human life there. You understand this?
Yeah, that was a contract I made with myself at the time, going back to my time of high stress that I was
It is very
navigating out of. I feel I'm just fulfilling what I set out to, my promise to myself.
Let us correct this a little bit for you. When you called out to be of assistance to humanity, you couldn't be because you're just a human. You can only do so much. You could make a sandwich and give it to someone, one little thing like this. But what you wanted was more. So you actually called out, how can I serve humanity? Precisely. You might not have recognized these are the words, but that's the energy. How can I most serve humanity in the biggest way that a human can? That's how you got involved in this situation. You didn't say, how can I help mankind? I is very, very small. But what can I be? How can I be of service? How can I get into an energetic flow that escalates? And it is if you are one and it grows out from you. So you wish to be a part of as large as you could process, as large as you could be a part of and still maintain humanity. So you want it to be as big and as helpful to humanity as possible, but there's a part of you that must always remain as your human self.
Right. Yeah, no, you still have to live in the world, there's no doubt about that.
And be yourself how would we describe this? You have become a certain human, and often you are questioning whether it is good enough for you to be this human. This is what we mean. We
Mm.
mean you are good enough as the human that you have become. So the person that you show up in human life from day to day and door to door and from human to human is absolutely perfect the way it is. It's important for you to understand you're perfect as you are, that you're not flawed in any way. This other presentation to allow love energy to um, uh, vibrate, we are missing the word. It is to grow larger from you. You are uh, hmm,
Emanate?
a triangle, and it goes out from here. But these are two different parts. So it's important for you to understand the human being that looks average is perfect.
Okay, I
It
understand.
doesn't have to be always this escalated serving humanity human. This is just a part of you.
Right. Yeah, there's aspects, like I was watching a video of somebody, and he would look at somebody and he would see their energy field, and he would see where there was stuck energy. And then he kind of did like what you would do with Wanda, the host, except this energy would go right through his physical body. So he would step aside, I guess, kind of in the same way as the interaction you're having now. But he would allow his body to be used as a channel of energy to move the energy through the client, or through the patient, if you will,
Yes.
and would clear them of, well, they usually had some kind of an emotional reaction to it, but it would clear them of the stuck energy and this, the disease or afflictions that they have. And I just thought that was a really beautiful thing. When I watched it, I was actually physically, emotionally moved by watching it. I thought, isn't that
Yes.
such a gift to be able to do that?
Yes. This is the same, but it looks different because each human being comes forth with certain uh, open openness. Humans are able to see beyond. Some humans are able to see beyond their physical world and life that they live in. They have access to certain information. Some interpret it in this way, which is vocal. Some interpret it as energy, colors.
Mhm.
Some interpret it as uh, what is the other way? You are able to work through the voice. You're able to move energy like this. There are humans who are interpreting energy in many different ways. So what that human is a channel of energy, just as the host is. And there are many, many humans. They're doing it in all sorts of different ways, but they are allowing themselves to be used by the universe, which is energy. So all of these hosts are allowing themselves to be used to serve mankind. They're not serving themselves. They do get the benefit of cleaning and a love and a higher, faster vibration. They get that as a side benefit, but they don't do it because of the side benefit. They do it because they wish to be of service. They are a clear channel.
Mhm.
So all of this energy work is really all the same, but it comes through a different host in different ways.
Okay. Now, are the different hosts anatomically different, or is their DNA structure different that allows them to express this in one way versus another? Or
No.
myself, I've never experienced that flow at all, but I'd be quite willing to allow it to happen. But I would welcome the
Yes.
opportunity to do it. But I don't know. It's never happened for me.
It is not anatomical, no. It is the way the human receives the information and processes it. So as some would see a gray blob, and know that it was someone who had passed and were hanging around a little bit.
Mhm.
They others would see a gray blob and not realize it was something non-physical.
Mm.
So as you are, it depends how the human is able to process it. If you're able to see fairies, then you will see fairies. If you're able to, this is a little unusual to speak through the voice. Sometimes the hand gestures are more uh, easier for humans to allow. This is very, some humans would say intrusive and don't all accept this way. To be easier for them to see energy come out of their hands or colors come out of their hands. There are many different ways. So the human is allowing and accepting and open to different ways, and they decide. They don't, not conscious of it, not conscious at all. But there are humans who are open up, and then it comes through, and they say, "All right, this way." It's a little bit of a decision on their part to become a channel or not. That's important to notice, that channels are always doing it of their own accord. They may disconnect at any time. That's absolutely free will. But humans interpret it different ways. There's nothing physical about it. It's their interpretation.
So how would I allow, say, your love energy to come through me so that we could have a conversation outside of Wanda and just, you know, gain an understanding of having a mental conversation, let's say, versus having to converse through vocal cords?
So you are asking how to allow yourself to become an open channel to love.
Yes.
This is what you're asking. Why do you think you are not?
Well, I'm just saying I've never experienced it. I don't see the gray blob at all. I just,
You are not seeing it or feeling it in this way.
mm-hmm.
There are other ways to feel love energy. Are you able to be moved when something extraordinary happens around you, such as what you are mentioned?
Yeah.
As you watch the human heal another, you are moved, you are connected, you are in the love flow at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are a feeler. You feel energy. You witness it. You're a witness of energy. Your eyes process it. There are many others who would not feel, cry, or be moved by that. They'll say that's ridiculous and turn away from it. They won't feel it. They won't see it. There are many different ways for you to show up on your earth. So is there something wrong with seeing, identifying, and you are witnessing pure love energy? Do you not understand that this is a different way to experience it? You don't always need to have conversations such as this. What if you are able to do other things, such as this witnessing? Do you understand what we mean?
Yeah, I've noticed that as I've been doing more of this work, I seem to have been getting more, I guess I'll say, empathically attuned. So more of these kind of events will bring about tears for me. Like I
Yes.
just get an emotional reaction. I think, well, that's kind of odd because that would not normally have an effect on me. But now I'm finding it'll just make me teary, but I don't have any insight or
You
anything.
see, all right,
It's just
we
like
must
it's an
correct you.
emotional shift that happens.
Let us stop you here. You said but, you see? You said but. You are giving an extraordinary witnessing. You are saying how you are moved physically. That's energy. When you're crying or having a response of love, you are reacting to energy. You don't cry for no reason. Energy comes, you feel it, you react to it by a feeling, emotional reaction to it.
Mm.
You are being changed, you are awakening. And yet you choose to say, but not this other thing. And yet you have this beautiful gift, which you are explaining very perfectly here. And you're about to say it's not valued. It's not as valued as this other thing. Do you understand? Your gift is as valuable as this host, exactly the same. The host, you witnessing and feeling energy pass through you, same. It's from the same love energy. You are connecting to something outside of your physical life experience that doesn't make sense. That's what connection is. That's important for you to understand.
Okay. Well,
You are changing. You are becoming more loving on a different level. You're already a kind, loving person, but this is different. This is love for humanity and mankind. This is connection and oneness. That is why you are moved to tears. You felt for the other human being who was healing. You felt for the human who was allowing the energy to pass through them. You are one with them. You were there. You are part of it. You are learning to be part of humanity, which is the most important thing, to start to understand or feel that you're one with others. So when they are healed, you are healed. When you heal, they heal. When you speak, they speak. You're becoming one with your brothers and sisters. So no more buts.
okay. I guess maybe my ego would like it to happen in a different way that's more understandable.
Yes, and we don't speak to ego because it will go on and on and on, and we won't get anywhere at all. We will land back where we start.
Yeah.
So we wish to have these conversations, and you are capable of them, of a higher content.
Mhm. Okay. Well, that's good. Thank you for that explanation. It was more, I guess, an observation that I've noticed in things. I didn't realize there was more significance to it. So that's good. So on that note, we were just having a conversation with Wanda before this before we did this.
May we speak here? It's important for you to understand that this name that you are speaking is not the truest sense of the human that is standing here. So you may call it the host because this is the role that they wish to be. They don't wish to be called by this physical name because it's very limiting, as is yours. We would never refer to any human names because it's only the name that you choose for your small human time now. You've had many names. So this name is not significant. We just wish to point that out.
Oh, okay. Do you recognize names? If I give you a name of somebody, do you understand what that name is?
No, not at all. Because there have been so many. It's just a title for a short term that you refer to yourself. And it makes it easier for humans to connect with one another. But you are energy, as are all others are energy. So if you're speaking of a small time in a human life, they've been alive for a long, long time beyond that. They are not as small as that. A name makes you very small. We wish to have larger conversations. We wish to have energetic exchanges, and that cannot be limited to a name and a lifetime.
Okay. How would you refer to me then? Or would you not put a label on it?
Oh, you are also you are having an energetic exchange with the host. That's what you are.
And it's an energetic exchange through the host, is it not?
And you and back, and you and back, and you are part of this energetic exchange. Your energy is mixing here and back and back and back like this. Every single exchange like this, you feel it inside and you're changed. You are changed, whether you can totally recognize this or not. This is not a chit chat with a human. This is an energetic exchange between both of you. You're equally exchanging energy.
So,
understand that?
I am channeling this love energy at this
Yes.
simultaneously
Yes.
as the host is doing.
Yes, it's coming back all the way around. You don't have a name in this exchange. You are speaking for humanity.
Okay, that's an understanding. I missed the significance of that. So, because that was kind of where I was going with the question is when we do these group sessions, is it important that I be the moderator, or can somebody else ask the questions and the host would just provide the answer? But from what the description you've just given me, it sounds like there's some structure to how this works, that not and just anybody can ask questions.
So you have called to the universe for to be of assistance to mankind. The host has said, how can this energetic exchange reach more humans? And the two are brought together. This is the answer. This is the answer to both questions. It's a perfect energetic exchange. The reason that this is working very easily with you is your healing has been set aside for the moment. It was cleared up, set aside, and now you are speaking for mankind. We are no longer exchanging energy to heal you.
Yes.
This is done sometimes with human, this energetic, this host it is allowed, that's not really the word, but allows it to occur, and it is accepted that one-on-one healing is occurs as well. When that is happening, it's not for the betterment of mankind, it's for the betterment of that human, in the hopes that that human goes out and shares their love and their healing with others. This exchange is something different. This is not about healing your ills and bringing them out to the light so you may be whole and of service to mankind. Truly, that's what the other one-on-one discussions are. This is something different.
Mhm.
This is a bigger idea that you both asked for. So now it's been arranged.
Very good. So we're debating on how to best enable or how do we best do what we can to make this information available to the masses?
You are each doing your role right at this moment. That's all you can do. After this, it moves to other humans. After this, it gets bigger in this other way. The other humans will be contacting you. You will reach out and they will contact you. They will find you. They will find this when it's time for humanity to hear it, and when it's time for their group that they represent to hear it. Humans often, such as you, represent groups of humanity. There are many, that not just you, there are lots. When their group is ready and says, all right, we want to hear this now, they will come forth to this exchange and say, now we're ready. We are showing up for class. Here we are, the group of us. It is much like this. We don't particularly like this classroom idea, but it is, it can be, the notion can be reformed. We will speak of this for a moment. This idea of class teaching lessons can be reformed to its higher self. Humans have mucked it up a bit. But really what those words are, you show up in anticipation of remembering what you've forgotten. And a mirror shows up, or a voice. It's really a voice representing the masses of what they've forgotten. So in this way, it looks like it's a teaching situation or lessons because they show up with forgotten. Somebody reminds them this energy. They leave knowing something they didn't know coming in, so they think they've learned something. They've just been reminded of it. This is the true experience here. And so as we call it lessons and showing up for class, we mean it in this precise way. You show up forgetting, you're reminded, and you leave knowing. Right. This is the highest, this is what we would call a lesson.
I understand.
But it's not teaching anything new to anyone. All humans know this, but they've chosen to forget during their lifetime, to forget about it during their lifetime.
Okay, so let me ask the question slightly differently. We can do a session like this together, and we record the session electronically.
Yes.
Now, option one is we could just leave it at that. We've made the recording, we've set that energy in motion in the universe, and the interaction's been had, and it carries on for others to pick up, and they have the ability to do that. Option two is, this is now our logical mind thinking, is like, okay, if the intention is to spread it to the masses, then we would use our tools that we have to help enable that to happen. So Facebook, YouTube, and we post these videos. You could make books, whatever, there's a host of different options to get the information or to make this recording available to others so they can easily access it. Yes. So that's what we're struggling with, is what's the best way to make it accessible?
It doesn't really matter which one you choose, because when the classes are ready, they will find it. So whatever medium you use all of them, use whatever you want, put it out there. They will stumble across it at the time that's right for them. And then this energetic exchange will be picked up when it's needed.
So
But all you have to do is put it out and see who picks it up. Put it out wherever you want. Put it out on the street. Put it out in the sky. Put it out wherever you want. The humans that need it will find it.
and do they find it as efficiently no matter how it's put out?
Oh, yes, 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 because that's a higher thing. If you yourself, we'll use you because you're a fine example of this. When you say, universe, I wish to be of service to mankind, you don't know where that's going to be. As a matter of fact, the way that it was answered was not at all the way you thought it would be. So it will be the same for them. It's a surprise. When your eyes are open, all right, when their eyes are closed, they can't see anything, as you know. When their eyes are open, they'll see it everywhere all of a sudden. Why is this in the sky and on the sidewalk? I never saw it before, and I've walked on the sidewalk day after day. I never looked down. So all you have to do is put it out there, put it on the sidewalk. Eventually, the person will see it when they want to see it, when they're ready to see it. As long as you are interested in this exchange and it goes out, it will continue. When you're no longer interested, it will be finished in this route and will carry on in some other route. Always humans call out, and always the universe answers and finds whatever way is easiest to get the energy out.
Mm-hmm. Well, part of this, I guess, is we're trying to help the host shift her focus because she wants to do this on a full-time basis as opposed to something that's a part-time. So it means that there's got to be an economic component to it, that she can make some revenue
Yes,
from it somehow.
This has been addressed, we believe, already. This was addressed already with the host.
Okay.
We will speak of it afterwards. So are there other things you would like to speak of for mankind, and not necessarily now one-on-one for the two humans that are showing up here?
Oh yes, I have a whole list of questions, but I was trying to. I know the host was struggling with that a little bit, so we'll just leave that one for now. Then, if that's been addressed. I was listening today to the very first recording that we made when you came through and was telling me that I was to be an inventor to bring things through for this time. And we talked about bringing through models and things like that. And I've been meditating and trying to move energy through my body and do things like that I can consciously work on to try and help build those connections. But
May we say, we may conclude this for you. We already know where you're going with this. Your purpose has changed. You understand how energy comes forth and can be changed with the slightest wave, the slightest wind.
Okay.
You may now serve mankind in a different way.
Oh, all right.
That was serving mankind in a very specific way that is no longer necessary.
Oh, I would have thought that was pretty significant. There's something more pressing?
There's others now who have taken this project, and now you have a different set of a different objective.
Oh, what's the objective now?
You are involved in the middle of it. You have changed from the exchange that was at the time you're speaking of to this moment. Even though your brain, your ego is trying to hang on to that, you yourself have changed. You've altered. You've become more evolved.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I didn't realize that the purpose had changed because I have no conscious understanding of that. So, okay, that's interesting. So
you are hung up right now on yourself. And we would like to say that there is more, Where you are able, you're thinking very small right now. Do you feel this?
I'm just trying to do the best possible job I can. So if I can understand how I can assist myself, then maybe I can assist the greater project here.
But we are telling you, you are perfect as you are.
Okay.
As you show up as this childlike curiosity with this great capacity for love and emotion, which is getting bigger and bigger all of the time. Soon you'll be crying more and everything else. If we were to confirm with you that you're perfect the way you are, do you understand that it's your ego that has a hard time accepting that?
I can certainly see how that could play into it. Yeah. I guess maybe I just have a understanding or that's good. I'll accept that answer. I mean, that's the thing is I don't, I like to feel like I'm doing my best possible, making my best possible effort, no matter what it is. So,
And when you show up at these exchanges, you are. When your ego gets in it, it makes you smaller and you can't think of the larger group.
hmm,
It keeps you, your ego keeps you small. Your heart enlarges your life and art enlarges your experience. We mean your love. When we say heart, we mean your love.
right.
This is how your life expands. Your ego keeps it small. And during these exchanges, you wish to evolve as large as you can for the time that this exchange happens. So if we were to ask you, what do you think mankind wishes to know at this moment? What would you say? Without using your ego.
Um, well, I feel that there's a lot of fear in the world. We're becoming more divisive as I watch the news and
Yeah.
watch what's happening. The coronavirus has injected a lot of fear and uncertainty. So,
They wish to know if they will survive.
yeah, I think about how do you get to that feeling of peace and ease with everyone because right
Yes.
now we're just occupied with in survival mode, I think.
Yes. There you are. This is your highest self showing up with the energy, with
Mm.
the universe of love, and we shall answer. You've brought your largest self to the table, which is always it's always appreciated, and we will show up as large as you do. We will go smaller as large as you do, but we understand that you find this exchange very valuable. So we don't wish to waste your time. When the humans are living in fear, and it's perfect what has happened here because humans living in fear get very small. Their energy gets small, their ego gets large. They are very far from the universe of love. So they get caught up in their small stories. What about me? What about me? What about me? What about me? They get smaller. They lose their largeness.
Mm.
So as more and more humans get smaller and smaller and stay in and hide under their beds, they are serving no one, including themselves. So they are now disconnected from what they desire most, which is connection with humans energetically, the universe of love, and those who have passed. So we group them together. They're your non-physical. So they're cutting themselves off from that because their ego's at play. Now, humans don't quite understand or like the idea that if you are afraid, your ego's big. You understand ego is big when you're speaking, I know this and I know that, but your ego is just as large when you are saying, I am afraid, I am alone, I cannot be helped. That's a huge ego. More destructive than the ego who speaks out loud. I know everything, because you can see that one. This is the secret hidden ego that humans hide with. It needs to be addressed, and you're able to do it in this avenue. Because they're hiding, they will be able to hear this exchange through this means that you presented. Because they're hiding, and they can see this now.
Mm.
So so that's important to know. Same ego, One's just more talkative, but the other one is the true one that needs to be addressed. So this small ego that fills your brain up with fear, where there can be no light, gets very dark when you're small. Smaller, smaller, and darker it gets. There comes a point when you can only get so dark, and many humans will leave at this point. If they choose not to leave, and they've been sitting in this darkness so long, eventually they will wish or speak or just hope that they can see just a glimmer of light, just a little bit. They couldn't stand the bright sunshine, but they're starting to wonder if they could handle just one ray of sunshine. And this is where this comes in. This is where the love exchange comes in. And this message is what comes on one ray of sunshine. It's all right for you to come out now. It's all right for you to let your ego stay there and your fear and come out just a little bit. Don't have to go anywhere you're not comfortable. Just come out a little bit and have a look and feel the sun on your face. You will start to relax. Your body will relax when you're not tensed up in a little ball under the bed, because your body understands that this is a fearful place. When you stand up and look at just a tiny bit of sunshine, your body starts to understand it's time to come out. It's time to come out and live. It's not necessary to stay hidden any longer. So we will come out. We will come out and we will see one glimmer of sunshine. And in the glimmer of sunshine, we see hope. In the hope, we feel the hope of others. With all of the hopes of others combined, we are connecting energetically with something. We don't know what it is, but we feel the hope coming out from place to place to place as it comes out into the array of sunshine. Just a little bit of hope. That's all. That's all you can get when you're first moving. You're going from a very condensed to a straight up place and a place of hope. Now you will notice that you're feeling a connection with others in hope. This can rise when you know you're not alone. When you know you're not alone energetically and there are others who might hope, all of a sudden you get higher and suddenly you realize we are in this together. We are all one. We are a human race. We are connected energetically in love. We may come out and stand up as our highest human selves. And now, with this new confidence, knowing that everyone is connected, now you directly can go to the universe of love. What's up with this universe of love? What's happening here? I've been disconnected from you. Did I miss anything? All of a sudden, now there's time for a conversation. Now you can come and now you'll be free. For you can converse with whatever you want. This is the worst thing. This is stupid. I really like this. I don't like that. Talk to the universe of love in any way you wish. Doesn't matter. You are now communicating and you recognize, therefore, that something bigger than you is actually in charge. Not in charge. Something bigger than you is available to you. So now you come out, have this discussion and this rotten things and that, and then you start to realize, oh, I guess we can have a conversation. And when you tire of complaining about things and human life and everything's rotten, you might say, well, you know, I did see this little dog down on the street the other day and I just cried. It was so beautiful. Now you're connected to the universe of love with a heart connection. All of a sudden, now you've moved, you see, into this place. And this is a place of ease. Now you're in a place of ease. And with this place of ease, because now you feel lighter, you want more of it. I wish to have more ease, more ease. Now I'm going to look for animals. Now I'm going to look for a flower blooming. I'm going to look for a cloud. Now I'm in search of ease and connection. Now I'm huge. Suddenly, You will become the universe of love. You will become the sky. You will become all of the humans and plant life, everything that's going on your earth. You will become one with them. And when you are huge, you can no longer be small. That is what they need to hear. And that is why you have asked, for they are waiting for this answer.
Trust we can get that out. Very good. Can I ask about healing and just carry on the conversation we had from the last group session?
Oh, yeah, you may ask whatever you wish.
Thanks. I just want to ask about the use of crystals and magnets for healing. That's something that some people find effective. And I just wonder
Yes.
what your thoughts were, or
Yes.
magnetized water and this sort of thing.
Yes. So there are things on your life, earth, that are not made by mankind. This is what you're speaking of. You are speaking of harnessing the energy in energetic items that exist on your earth that you did not make. If humans make them, that's something different. We don't speak of those. They are different. But when you speak of the natural energy in items that have spent time in your earth, of course they're full of energy. There are many things full of energy that have existed through all time on your earth. And there are some, of course, the older they are, the more energy they have absorbed from the earth. So humans have been figuring out ways to use them. Instead of using themselves, they are putting trust in items that are energetic here until they themselves learn to be the energy. These are replacing channelers until the channelers are comfortable with it.
Oh, so they don't magnify the energy or assist. They're just a different.
No, they have energy all of their own. And of course, as we have said, they've been involved in the earth and energy and healing and change for your time there. That's what you're referring to. You are referring to old items that have been within the earth, changing. And they are long term, not like humans. Humans are short term. These are long term things. They are in your earth forever.
So if you pick up a common stone, would that have the same
No.
energy as, say, a diamond or a piece of gold?
No. Those have not been alive as long. They have not been able to absorb the energy of the interior earth. The interior earth has extra energy and power within it. It keeps you alive. So the energy, the deeper down the energy is, the item is in the earth, the more vibration and energy that it has.
Because we have like quartz crystals.
Yes.
People would, maybe they would find them in a cave or something to be able to access them. They're not mined hundreds of meters down beneath the soil.
Yes, but they are part of the earth itself. They are part of the dirt. When you speak of this word cave, it is part of the dirt. It's part of the earth. It's connected underneath to the earth. So all of these items have been around on your earth for all time. They have of course, they have more energy. They are from your earth. So yes is the answer to that question in a way.
So is that why gold is a common thing people wear on their? I mean, there's also an easy metal to work with and as a pretty to look at and that sort of thing. But
That's slightly let us say
has specific qualities to it.
We will say one more thing to this. The more natural it is, the better. After human hands have got on this energy, it changes because the human energy, each human that touches it changes the energy, the structure of the item. So the more clear and new and unchanged the item is, the more energy it contains.
Oh, so a rough crystal mined right out of the ground is much better than something that's had phases put on it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's interesting because that's the typical practice is people polish them up and make them look like something rather than.
And each human that touches it puts the energy onto it and takes energy from it.
Okay. Now, does the energy that's in the rock or in the crystal, let's say, and again, I don't know too much about crystals, so I'm just asking this out of what I've been told, is you're supposed to wash the crystal to clear the energy, and then you charge it with your own energy and sunlight, and then it will kind of vibrate with your
Yes,
vibration. Is that?
yes. You are actually, you're not removing the actual energy from the piece, the piece of the earth. You are removing the energy of the humans that have touched it. So yes, this is important to uh, use your energy, your own energy, to decide what needs to be done to this piece that will now be part of you. So you are making an agreement with this piece. Now we will become one. In order to do that, I believe as a human, I'll use this, this, or this, whichever way you wish to do it. You decide how to cleanse it and make it yours.
Hmm. So it's
Then you
more the
become one with it.
intention than the method. Then it's the intention of clearing it.
Yeah, yes,
Yes, I can.
yes, yes. It is an agreement with energy.
Very good. Well, I'll do that. And if you set the intention that it's going to magnify your own
Yes,
energetic field and help you, then that will
yes.
manifest, then will it?
Yes, you see, you are, yes. So in that way, you are learning to be a channel. But you're starting with this because you can see it, it's physical. So
Yes.
it's an easier way in.
Ah,
So we will give you one more nugget here. Humans all wish to be channels. Because you came in to be a channel. You came the moment before you stepped into your body, you said, I'm going to allow love energy to pass into me and out of me to the humans. You
mhm.
all have that intention. It's lost mostly, but a few people find it. And whatever way, if they are drawn to these things, they come to practice. Oh, I am going to do something with this. They don't call themselves channelers yet because that is not always remembered. Your first notion is not always remembered,
Mm.
but this is playing with it. This is opening to it. It's the same as you. It's the childlike curiosity and open heart that this will escalate. The humans can do it without any devices, but they like devices uh, to complement what they wish to do. So they are thinking, I'm going to do this first, instead of just showing up and saying, I'm going to channel love energy. They're going to say, instead of that, I'm going to use this and it's going to heal. They're not even choosing the words love energy. They're not always sure there's energy in it.
Mm.
But the intention for all humans is the same.
Mm.
They wish to share love energy. So you'll use whatever you come across in your human time. When you are called, sometimes you are called to it, but you don't hear it. Much as we said, the sidewalk, I walk over and over and don't see it. When there's a time when something, one of these, you're speaking of these special rocks from the earth, when the earth calls you to it, then you will hear. Sometimes you won't hear. So all of it is really the same. You really wish to be channels of love.
Hmm. Okay. And how do magnets, to contrast crystals with magnets, how would you work with magnets, or do
Now,
they have?
these are from the earth as well. These
Yeah.
are from your earth,
Mhm.
and the less humans have become involved with them, the better, because they have the same energy from the earth as the others. They are part of the earth as well.
Okay. So some people put magnets on their body to help the energy move through their body. Is there a
So all of these are the same. You believe you need a magnet to pull the energy out of you. You will say, this magnet's going to pull the energy out of me, but you can pull the energy out of yourself.
oh,
When you say, I wish to heal someone, but I need to hold this rock, then hold the rock, but you can heal the human without the rock.
oh, but
So these are humans in the gateway to becoming channelers. They're just wishing to have something physical because they can't just say, hey, I'm a love energy, I heal things. People don't like to hear that.
mm,
But they say, I can hold this thing and I can do that. See, it's perfectly fine. It's the gateway to opening. It's your first little baby steps.
mm.
So all of it is really the same thing.
Well, that's good because there's a whole industry, like there's a whole commercial aspect of that too, that, one could look at very cynically or however, but it sounds like there just becomes a prop
Yes, yes.
in the process. So that's great. I appreciate that. My next question is about instantaneous healings. I've 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 actually witnessed this myself, where in some cases, like the bone just healed miraculously.
The human believed it so, and it was so. Again, the same thing. These are all the same. What you believe is the truth. If you believe the rock will do it, if you believe you can do it yourself, if you believe someone else can do it, it's the belief. Then you allow. The belief allows miracles to happen. When you believe there's a universe of love, when you believe you are the universe of love, you become the universe of love. All of these are the same discussion that we are having, and they are just slightly different avenues. Is there something else you wish to discuss besides humans who gaining access to energy to heal and better their lives? Because it's all just humans evolving. This is humans evolving and becoming aware of energy. So these are all the same things that you've mentioned here.
It's quite profound. Like in the case of the one person I was mentioning earlier, who became a channel, and the energy went through him, and he healed the person energetically. Now there was emotional healing, so there was nothing visible, and I didn't, it was a short video, so I couldn't confirm something had or had not happened. I just find it's interesting that, like in this hypnosis work that we do, that some practitioners have also experienced, in some cases, the energy will heal instantaneously.
Yes.
Or, and quite amazing things. A bone will heal
Yeah.
instantaneously, or tissue is regenerated, which is medically not possible, but it happened
But everything, your human body's energy, and you allow energy to pass through it, and energy can change your molecular structure and your DNA.
instantaneously then.
Well, why not? If you believe it's instantaneous, then it is. If you believe it's not, it's not. If you don't believe there's a universe of love, you don't chat with it. If you believe there's a universe of love, you feel at ease, and you move easily through the world. All same humans, and yet they experience the life differently. All humans have access to the same energy, but it is a belief system put in place that they have decided what to believe in this lifetime and what not to, where to go, what to do, how much to allow in. So this conversation is really completely in alignment. All of these things you speak of depend on the human's belief in energy.
So this goes back to my purpose, or my idea, I guess, that I had about getting rid of garbage and microplastics in the environment, that if everything is energy, we can
Yes,
transmute it to something else. So if
yes.
I believe that I can bring energy through something, can I hold it in my hand and it would just change?
Now we are speaking of something different here. You are speaking of man-made materials, and that's different.
Ah,
Man has got intention placed in these items.
oh,
Man-made items are different than naturally occurring pieces of your world. And also the belief system of humans, and healing yourself energetically is a lot different than man-made items.
So how do you change we're kind of getting off into a different topic here, but
Yes.
changing with something that's man-made, can you change the intent of something?
That is a very different discussion. And it depends on your ability to maneuver and manifest energy. There's some humans capable of this, but it takes a lot of belief to do so. That is much different than your average population. There are only a few that are special humans that are able to change man-made physical items, but it is possible. But that is not a discussion to be had here.
Okay. Well, it helps me with the understanding of what is possible. So that's very interesting. Okay. Um, Um, this is just kind of a random question that come to my mind when with people that are hypnotized and physical strength. Now, I've seen cases where when somebody,
Let us be precise here. You are getting very specific again. You are speaking of a small portion of people when you use this word. Are you able to ask questions that are for broader audience?
okay, let's put it this way. I think many people, given like the circumstances right now, are feeling physically and emotionally tired. They're feeling drained with
Yes.
the activities that are happening. And you could look and say, well, I only have so, my gas tank is only so big. And so I'm always tired because I
Yes.
can never replenish it big enough, make it bigger.
Yes.
And what I'm seeing when somebody is in a hypnotic state, you can convince them that they can become as strong as a board and literally put them physically across two chairs and they'll remain as rigid as a board, where they physically wouldn't be able to do that if they were not in a hypnotic state.
Ah, yes, we would disagree with this. So, what we have discussed a moment ago was human beings staying small and their energy slowing down.
Yes.
When they are able to become larger, connect with the largest, the universe of love is as large as you get. When they connect with that, they can do all things because their ego now is not involved. And this is what you're referring to. You're referring to humans where the egos are not involved, when now they understand they're supernatural beings. We speak of it as well. You are all supernatural beings, but you disconnect yourself from it by living the human life and thinking, I can only do this and that and all of this. But when you're larger and full of hope and connection to others and the universe, you can do all things. You do not need to be asleep to do this. All that has to be done is this the process that we suggested, which is feeling the sadness and anxiety and all that, and noticing the ego, and then coming up and getting larger.
Mhm.
So
And
this is more specific than your wording.
mm,
This other word, most humans have not been involved with this. But when you speak of humans being small and not realizing their power, we have spoken of this. This is absolutely true. Humans stay as small as they wish to be to feel safe in the world. Humans often prefer to be afraid because then they feel safe in a weird way. When they're large and full of life and energy and connection, they are huge. And often they're uncomfortable walking through the world in this way. So they prefer to stay small
yeah.
and unknown, unknowing beings.
Okay. So just to clarify, when they're in that expansive connected state, are they able to be more display greater physical strength than they might otherwise?
Well, possibly, but what difference does this make? This is a sounds like a game. What would be the reason for this?
Well, it's just I guess it's a way of demonstrating that it's not just emotional strength.
Uh,
You can physically handle more, do other things if you can connect into the state.
this seems unimportant, but what is important is that when you connect larger, you may heal yourself. This is truly important. We're talking of physical healing, not really games to be played by to prove to other egoic humans that something is real. If they don't experience it themselves, humans don't believe things.
Mhm.
They must feel it themselves. Otherwise, they're skeptical. They're saying that's a fake, that's not true. They did some sort of manipulation here. But what you really want to know is if the humans are connected, are they able to heal, be full of life and energy? Of course. Because what is held inside of you, these sicknesses and blocked energy, which causes the sickness, is fear and disconnection from higher, lighter beings, higher, lighter existence. It makes you small. I'm only a sick human. I'm only a fearful human. I'm only a skeptical human. This is small. Many human beings prefer to walk through their life existence in this way. There are very few that wish to be expansive.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I guess it just gives me some idea of what's possible. So that's wonderful. Now, on the subject, I just wanted to follow this up again from our discussion with the group when we talked about stuck energy becoming manifested as some form of disease.
Yes.
And then I was thinking, well, how is it like there was a very spiritual person um, died recently. His name was Wayne Dwyer, and or Dyer, sorry. He I've heard him speak. He's a very motivational speaker, and as somebody I think that really demonstrated having this connection to others, and allowing this love energy to flow through him. Yet he got cancer and died of cancer.
All humans wish to leave at some point.
Okay, so that was just his exit plan. So just
Can't all stay there. So there has to be some point when you decide to leave, you've had enough, or you're tired of what you're doing, or you wish to see more of the other side, the life that is not physical.
Mhm. Okay, so they so cancer just becomes a way of, so just because they get a disease then doesn't necessarily mean it's stuck energy. It could be there could
Oh,
be another.
exactly. All of you must choose a way out. You will all leave in some way. You can't stay there forever. So at some point you have to say, all right, I'm going now. You can't be healed your entire. Do you understand this discussion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, I just I'm surprised it would have healed passed from disease and not just like the body just physically stop. If you decide you don't want to live anymore, your heart just stops beating and you die.
Some will choose that way.
Hmm.
Some a little bit slower to get to the heart. It always ends with it, doesn't it? It's the last thing.
Hmm. Yeah, cancer is just a very slow deteriorating process to go through. So it's
And you'll leave slowly. You'll leave slowly instead of quickly. Little more slowly.
yeah.
There's all different variations. But keep in mind the human life, relative to the universe of love, the human life, as precious and wonderful and exciting as it is ends. It is contained, is the beginning and an end to it.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you like to finish this interaction? What do you wish to ask for mankind now?
Well, the other questions I had seem rather insignificant compared to what we've covered. So I think
Yes.
we've done very well today. Um,
Are you important? Are you valuable? Are you better than the others? Are you important to mankind? Don't you think humans wish to know this?
Me personally, or they themselves?
All of them, including you. Don't you wish to know you've made a difference when you've left? Don't you wish to hope to look back and say, they said, oh, we're going to miss that human. They were a good one. Do you think most humans wish to know this?
Oh, absolutely. I think people hope that they leave some legacy, some positive legacy for others.
So let us reassure you once more that you are each making a difference in the place you live, whether it's channeling love energy or living on the street and dying there.
Hmm.
Each human being makes a significant difference, and each is revered in their own way for coming into humanity and living a life. No matter what it looked like, you still came in. This is what is revered. So the universe of love looks at each life and says, bravo, you have lived. Come now, come and have some rest and ease when you're finished there. Each life is just as important as the next. You can do nothing right or wrong. You yourself are fulfilling a higher calling that has come to you and you've decided to answer it. If you chose not to answer it, you're still significant.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter whether you truly answer it or not, because you came into human form to live a life. You came in with the intention to share love, but who knows what happens down there? You're not all sharing love, that's for sure. So you're not doing as you intended to do when you came in. But that does not mean that your life was a failure, even if you are found on the street.
Mhm.
It is all a significant life. That's what each human being wants to know. So we wish to confirm and remind you what you already know, that you are significant, precious to the universe, and living a precious life. And the universe and all of non-physical is grateful for your doing so.
Hmm.
There, how's that?
It's a wonderful ending. Thank you.
All right, let us do namaste together.
We will. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Gosh, okay.
More stuff.
Is that good stuff?
Yeah.
You're recording still.